In the previous video, we renamed this information, right? We unlocked it and then renamed the display name. Remember, you have to have the quotation after it. And if you're doing something wrong, it's going to underline it in red. All right. So once you do that, then you're good to go. So we've got that, but now we need to adjust how these fields appear, right? We want the name up, for example. So to do that, we're going to click on the form over here on the left-hand side. We're going to go back to properties here and we're going to say edit. And we see name there and we're going to move it up. All right. You see how it moved up? So we're going to do that one more time. And there we go. And so this is a little out as well. So we're going to go ahead and move that up. Do you send encrypted data? All right. And then that's it. So our form is pretty simple and it's done. That's all we really need to do to adjust the data. And you can see here we can enter in data, but let's do a few more adjustments. Do you see here? We want to change this and we're going to say add or edit information, and then we're good. So when we go to preview it, bing, that's nice. And then we're going to go ahead and close that. And now we're back here again. So here we see this, but these aren't right. And the reason why these aren't right is when we click on edit, now I have the right information, but because this is display screen, we don't have the right information. So we have edit screen and we have display screen. Display screen is where you don't add or edit, and the edit screen is where you do your adding and editing. And this is a real basic. You can add lots of functionality to this application, but this is really basic, just right out of the box type of stuff. And we'll add a page in another video and maybe add a help video there. So here we're just going to say, this is what I want everything to say. For me, I go ahead and use a screen capture program that's built into Windows called Snipping Tool. And in the future, it's going to be different, but I just hit new there. And I just grab a hold of that data and I just kind of put it off on the side of my desktop. So I'm going to move it off the screen right now. But so that when I go here to data detail, now I want to edit these fields, right? And so I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did before. I'm going to click on the detailed form, right? And I can adjust my fields. And I want my fields, when I adjust them, I'm really looking for my fields to look exactly like my add and edit form. So I'm going to adjust those fields. But notice here, I'm trying to adjust these fields, but you see frequency send encrypted. That's not what my fields say here. So I need to adjust those names first. So let's go ahead and cancel out of here. And we're going to go ahead and click on frequency, for example, go to advanced, unlock, and then we're going to double click on this and we're going to enter in the right display name that's going to match with these display names. So here you can see I've gone ahead and adjusted and everything looks the same. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust on and move these fields. Remember, when we move these fields around, we go to the form itself, we go back to properties, we hit edit, and then we're going to move these fields up, right? So we're going to move this field here. Do you send encrypted data? How often do you send encrypted data and where does the data go? And that will match what we have here in, not in Notepad, but we'll move that off to the side here. That will match with what the screenshot is that we took here, right? So how often, where do you send the encrypted data, and so forth. So good. So we're making some good progress. So let's make a few more adjustments, make this a little more user-friendly. So here, if I click just on, and here again, we're right here under this data card, right here. It tells us exactly where we are, but see, date, I don't want to change the whole thing. If I change the color here, it's going to change the whole thing. I want to just change the title. So I'm just going to click on the title, and I can do that here, right? There's the value, there's the title, and there's the whole data. So I'm going to click on the data card, which is where I want to be, and then I'm going to change this to a different color just so that it stands out a little more. And let's just say we're going to use orange. All right, so orange, probably not the best color. Let's see. No, not so good. So let's see here. And we're going to use red. So now you can see we can change the data fields to be different colors. So again, we're going to click on the card. Notice the card here is in the left. See the name? We're going to click here. We're going to say red, and we're going to click out, and so be it. We're going to be able to change all those titles. So that's what this looks like when we get done, right? All the titles are done. Then when we view it, we can see all of this. So we're almost done with this application. Here we have the application, and we're viewing this information. When we edit, we see this information. We can add information as well. We go back here and click add. It goes directly to there. And then there's one last thing we want to change is this title. So a lot of times I kind of look around, see where I'm at, and then when I get to this point, I just click on the X here. I double click on that and change the information. And then now that's known as data call. So when I run through the app, it looks pretty good. So there's one thing we're forgetting to do, and we're going to do it real quick here, is we're going to save this. So we're going to hit File, and we're going to hit Save, and we're going to name the app. Okay, and we want to name the app Data Call. Whoops. Data Call. And we'll put it here, encryption. Okay, and then we can go ahead and just save this application. Now, on the previous screen, we could change the color and the icon that appears. I usually just accept the default, but you can do whatever you want. And so there we go. Here it is right here, and we can share it or see all the changes. We can also go back here and go to settings and change the color. So let's say we want to make this orange, and then we want to change the icon to, it doesn't look like we have many icons right now for some reason. So we're just going to change it to orange with a square box. And then we're going to go ahead and hit save, and we're in good shape. Okay. So when we go back out to our files, and I apologize for the length of this, here we've saved all of this information. Everything's done within our environment. So we're going to close this, and we're just going to see what our apps look like. And sure enough, there we have our data call on encryption. And when we click on it, it's going to go ahead and open up that file, and we're going to be able to adjust and make changes and look for data. And here you see that's coming up. But we have a few more adjustments to make in the next videos. Let's adjust what this information shows here for us, and then we're going to take and add a home screen.